If you're looking to improve any part of your tennis game, your forehand, your backhand, your serve, your volleys, you've clicked on exactly the right video. Because if you practice ineffectively, you won't move in the right direction. And that's what this video and lesson is all about, showing you the steps to take and the mindset and the progressions to take to actually move in a positive direction. So let's say you learned something about your forehand or your serve. You're like, oh wow, it's amazing. I can't wait to go try it out and fix my serve or fix my backhand or whatever. The worst thing you can do is, after learning that thing in a lesson or a drill or in a YouTube video, is go play a match and expect that just because you know that you're doing X, Y, or Z wrong with your racket or with your body, that it's just gonna magically get better. I'm sorry, but it doesn't work that way. We have these habits wired into our bodies and into our minds, and it takes a certain process to rewire those habits. So if you just dive right into the deep end and you play a match where you're concerned about where the ball is going and the score and whether or not you're going to lose to Sally or Jim or whoever, you're going to use your old backhand or your old serve or whatever it is that you're used to doing. The next mistake players make is maybe they'll get the ball machine. Playmate, thank you for the fantastic equipment that's at all of our local clubs. But they set it up to like run back and forth and scramble. And so there's so much panic and there's so much level of challenge that, again, there's no margin to be able to do the new thing correctly. The name of the game when it comes to changing bad habits into good habits is challenging yourself just the right amount. Not too easy, not too hard. So let's say I'm working on my forehand, which I happen to be working on my forehand. Here's what I would do. I would start off by dropping and hitting some, focusing on whatever it is that I'm trying to improve. For me right now, I'm tending to get kind of tight and like overdrive my forehand and blast it too far. I don't have enough curve to hang with high level players in my area. So when I'm dropping and hitting these forehands that you see right now, I'm focusing on getting my body turned forward soon enough and then coming upwards and curving the ball on the other side. It's very easy for me to be successful in this kind of easy environment where there's no challenge at all and I'm just dropping the ball. Now here's the key. You don't want to move forwards to the next level of challenge until you're very confident that at least 80% of the ones that you're doing at your current level of challenge are the ones that you want. And you can know that based on what the ball does or based on maybe what it feels like, but I wouldn't necessarily rely on that. The best way is to use video and double check on video. So once I knew that I was getting 8 out of 10 correctly with the drop and hit, then I move on to something like tossing away from myself 2 or 3 steps. And making that movement and hitting the correct swing is just that little bit extra challenge. And once I knew I was getting 8 or so out of 10, at least 7 or 8 out of 10 correctly with the steps and the hitting, then I'd move on to the next progression. Now you see me receiving a feed from the ball machine, but instead of running around back and forth and alternating between my backhand and my forehand, you see me just hitting forehands. And I'm not running around. I'm just isolating the one shot that I'm trying to improve and change. Again, the reason being, if I go right into the deep end and ratchet up the level of challenge, I'll just keep doing what I've always been doing. I'm just gonna keep doing the habit I've always been doing. And so these little stepping stones here are super critical. They're super important. When you see me coach on this YouTube channel, this is the kind of process, the kind of philosophy that I apply to every student I have, no matter what level they are. So the next level of challenge, you see me starting from the middle of the baseline and receiving that same feed. Now I'm having to move out into the corner and then recover again. Notice how at the beginning of each of these progressions, you see me go through some slow shadow swings first before I hit the ball. And that's just telling my body slowly and very consciously and very deliberately, this is the way I want you to move. This is the position I want you to achieve. Instead of just hitting a million balls in a row and having it just be rapid fire, kind of scatter shot. And oh, there's a good one. And then like 5, 6 shots later, oh, that was a good one. That was a nice one. Here's the thing. If you're doing the old habit more than the good habit, you're not going to move in the right direction. That's why we're taking these steps. And so now I'm actually moving out to the ball, which is a little bit more challenging than just standing there and hitting the type of shot that I want to be hitting. As you make your way through these types of progressions, and by the way, you should make up your own for whatever shot that you're doing. These are just the ones that I happen to do today. But if at any point you're doing less than 50% correctly, you should go back to an easier one. Don't just keep hitting balls because you're reinforcing whatever the bad habit was. If more than half of them you're doing the old one, then you're not moving the needle in the right direction. So don't move forward to going back and forth. That's what I'm doing now. And notice I'm still shadowing, reminding my body, here's how I want you to move on the forehand, and then going over to a backhand. Just the very fact that you're having to change your grip and move in the other direction and make your swing and then change your grip back, that all adds other little sprinkles of challenge and makes it more difficult to do the new one correctly. So that's why I'm doing this level of challenge now, and I've kind of saved it for last. And you can add all kinds of additional challenge. You can make the feeds wider, you can make the feeds faster with more topspin, you can start to do random feeds, you can start to aim for a target on random feeds, you can start to rally with another person, then you can keep track of score. And there's like, I have somewhere inside of Essential Tennis Academy a list of, I think it's 35 layered progressions. This is a little easier, then this is a little harder, and this is a little harder, this is a little harder. And it takes that type of nuanced adjustment of the level of challenge to really actually change a bad habit. Hopefully, this obviously is a specific example, but I want you to take this and apply it to your own game or to the game of your students or your teammates or whoever it is that you're trying to help. Hopefully this is helpful, gives you some ideas. If so, do me a favor and click the like button. And if you'd like that list of 35 different progressions for free, go over to EssentialTennisAcademy.com and sign up for free access. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.